Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Snook's Naptime Nerd Talk, where I will pretty much be taking advantage of the kid taking a nap, and I will actually get to sit down and talk to you, be it that you're listening on video or on a podcast. Pretty much I'm just taking this time to practice, to learn, to find my voice for podcasting, to maybe help get away from saying things like and like and grow. So if you're expecting a perfect podcast, please go on and click off of this. It's definitely not going to be that. And that's okay, because I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be perfect. This is me growing. This is me getting comfortable. But what to expect is, if you like the 90s, awesome. Please stick around. We'll talk about it. Nerd stuff, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, video games, any kind of things. Like, we'll be looking over lists together. We'll be talking about maybe some upcoming movies from like things from your childhood, whatever it may be. Who knows? It could be anything. So for the next 15, 30 minutes, 20, I don't know, however long it may take for the little guy to wake up, we're going to just sit here and relax and talk. Now, when I say nap time, as I said, it's for him. If you somehow fall asleep listening to my voice, then that's cool. I guess you're welcome. I'm glad I could do that for you, but that's not the purpose of it. So pretty much for the first time in 15 months, which is oddly the same age as my toddler, I'm trying to take an opportunity to actually work on a project. So as far as stuff behind me, I'm trying to make a makeshift little area. If you are watching on video, I was expecting the computer today, still currently waiting. So I just grabbed some stuff out of my nerd room to put behind me. If you are interested in more, I'll put a link to my Instagram account, which I pretty much do. Retro Wine is the name of it, where you can see more of my nerd stuff. Scratch nose. I'm going to jump into a few topics today. With the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I think it was last week the new trailer dropped. If you haven't looked at it, go. It's amazing. If you're a fan of Ninja Turtles, and some of it, yes, I know it may be too kiddie for the adults, and that you're still waiting for that rated R Ninja Turtle. And I get it, the comic books were not meant for kids, but at the same time, be grateful that we're getting something. Also, be grateful that it's actually good. Like, it looks good. The Ninja Turtles look like Ninja Turtles. They don't look whatever like Rise was. It's not the 7-foot tall mutant frogs or Shrek looking Michelangelo like Michael Bay gave us. It looks like a legit like kids cartoon that will probably have some 90s nostalgia for the adults. It's the artwork's a little different, but hey, it looks great. So anyway, if you don't know about the toy line, I think Playmates released that it is coming out June 25th. So the first line is going to be Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, Leonardo, Splinter, who I guess doesn't have his cool little afro like he does in the trailers. I think bad guy wise, we have Rocksteady, Bebop, Superfly, who is actually like a really cool looking character. And Ice Cube does the voice of it, and who doesn't love Ice Cube? And then you have Leatherhead. And if you haven't seen the action figures, I'll put a link in the description there to maybe take you to the website, check those out. And I think there's going to be vehicle releases and some other, this Playmates toys, they'll come out with something. Ninja Turtles is mainly a commercial toy line. Well, it used to be in the 90s. Nowadays, it's not as much, but if you don't know the history of the Ninja Turtles, we'll go over that eventually. So it's actually very cool. If you get past the comic books, but like why the kids show was created, and it's pretty neat. So yeah, I hope y'all check that out. It's going to be a very interesting movie. I think you have voices like John Cena does. I think Rocksteady, Seth Rogen's doing Bebop. You got a bunch of teenage actors or kid actors doing the Ninja Turtles. Who else is in it? Jackie Chan's doing Splinter. Paul Rudd's doing Mondo Gecko, I think. Then you got Ice Cube doing Superfly. I'm trying to think of the top of my head. You know what? Should have done my research. But you know what? That's part of the growing experience. So, all right, on to the next topic. Like, I found like a cool little list that we'll go over today. And don't mind me with my iPad 2. So, you know, maybe if y'all won't like, share, subscribe to this, maybe we'll get it out there. Maybe I'll get a cool sponsor like Blue Chew, and then I can make little dick jokes and stuff like that. And maybe eventually I can make enough money to where we can go on and get I can quit my day job. I could be a better dad. My kid might learn more than 2 words, because right now all he knows is da 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 and hey. So if you want me to be a better, if you also want me to learn words and you want me to be a better dad, please get this out here. So it's on you. So I can only be a better dad if you help me. Now I'm just picking. Calm down, comments. I'm a decent dad. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So we'll do the 20 things every cool kid had growing up. And now if you want to follow along, the website is bestlifeonline.com. Never been there, but it's got actually a pretty cool little list. So let's go look down it. So if you scroll with me, we have a Sony Discman or a CD player. So, all right, so we got here, as I said, if you're listening, you can't really see what I'm about to throw at you unless you got some kind of weird superpowers. But, so I got Instagram, as I said, like 5 minutes ago. And if you weren't listening or you zoned out, or if you're driving, maybe, you know, whatever. Anyway, I'll post some of the pictures, and as I said, I'm going to post a link below. But, so you got like the Sony Discman. And, oh, cool, we have Will Smith, Big Willie style in there. Fun fact, this is actually the first CD I've ever owned. So, pretty cool that's still in there. Oh, and the batteries still work. All right, so that was number 1. If for the 90s, the 20 things every cool kid growing up in the 1990s owned. I don't know if I read that, so we're going to start over again. Sony Discman, number 1. So number 2 is Tamagotchi. And this was mine, purple and blue. So back in the day, these things really sold like crazy. You had to be looking for them. I think I found this in Orlando, Florida at a Walmart on the way back from visiting family. So, and in case you don't know, I'm from North Carolina, so can't tell about an accent, which I don't really know. Do I have an accent? Let me know in the comments. All right, number 3, Doc Martens. I don't really get that one, so we're just going to go on past it. Number 4, Bart Simpson t-shirt. And I feel like this is more of an early 90s thing than it is like mid 90s to later 90s, which, not trying to age myself, but I'm about 37 years old. So yeah, you're watching a 37-year-old that's still collecting toys. Y'all are losers too. So Bart Simpson t-shirt. So if you were cool and had a t-shirt that said "Eat my shorts," and what else did he say? He said cowabunga? Nah. I can't remember. Eat my shorts, dude. All right, number 5, Beanie Babies. Right now in the garage, we have all my wife's collection of Beanie Babies. And I don't know if y'all still have yours, but maybe you have that one that is worth something, or maybe you don't. So anyway, did y'all have Princess Diana? Because according to this list, people paid thousands and thousands of dollars for the Princess Diana one. And now they're worth $2. Actually, I don't know that. Don't quote me on that. It might be worth 3. Number 6, the Magic Eye Gallery. I wish I had one of these prints, but if you don't know what it is, Google it. Magic Eye Gallery was awesome. You would literally put your nose against the frame, leaving little prints, while you try to go cross-eyed and back your face up from it, like, let me try this. Yeah, see, you like that? Yeah, so Magic Eye Gallery, you would do that, and I guess you would kind of see whatever image that was in there. Let's see. I'll just read this so I can maybe get a good description. Raise your hand if you lied about seeing the optical illusion within a kaleidoscope, magic eye image, just so you didn't feel left out. These images were so popular during the 90s that they were referred in everything from Seinfeld's to Kevin Smith's movie Mallrats. Hanging one of these in your bedroom proved you were cool enough to see the elusive hidden image that not everyone could find. That, come on, BestLife. You can't describe it either. Anyway, number 7, plaid clothing. Oh, bite me, I still wear those. We're gonna skip that. That hurt my feelings. Number 8, designer yo-yos. Now this was the cool thing back in the day. I mean, I think it was after Tamagotchi. Yeah, but I got a Pulse, which this is newer. Let's see if I can get. Oh, look at that! I had about for 2 seconds. Let's try again. Well, okay. So for the ones listening, I'm currently playing with the yo-yo, and I'm trying to get it to light up. Oh, look at that magic. Look at that. All right, anyway, shut the hell up. All right, so this is a Duncan Pulse. I don't know if that was the thing. Yo Mega was the cool back in the day. Like, Yo Mega was the ones to go with. And what did it have in it? It had some kind of like spring-loaded action. I doubt that's the right thing to say. But anyway, if you had the yo-yos, you probably you got them taken away from you in school. Just like they take away everything. Tamagotchi, they take away fun. Yeah. Stay in school, kids. So yo-yo sales skyrocketed during the 90s, all thanks to designer yo-yo brand Yo Mega, which brought super fast models like the Brain and Fireball into the world. Good job, BestLife. You actually called the right ones. That's right, Fireball. If it glowed in the dark or changed colors and made crazy sounds whenever you performed a trick like walking the dog or making it sleep, all the better. All right, number 9, a chain wallet. So, I mean, yeah, I can see this, because back in the 90s, there was a big grunge movement. You had the ball necklaces, everybody was wearing Jinko jeans, spiking their hair. Like, back when I actually had hair, I don't know if you could tell, but I do not have luscious locks underneath this. I have a very nice horseshoe. But I spiked my hair with blonde tips, was probably why I went bald in the first place. But a chain wallet, yeah, because I remember rocking out to Korn, Limp Bizkit, Rob Zombie, Godsmack. Yeah, man, pretty much any heavy metal, you name it. I was back in middle school thinking I was like the hardest kid ever that went through a bad life. I'm a very spoiled kid. So I don't know why I pretended to be like that. I actually thought about just getting a chain wallet not too long ago. I might do that. I might look it up on Amazon. Actually, no, don't do Amazon. Go to the mall. I think that's what we're going to have problems with later on in life, is everybody just doesn't want to go out anymore. And we'll save that for another time. But don't take that away from your kids. Take them out. Let them enjoy. Stop making them watch Bluey for about 5 hours. All right. Number 10, an AOL account. All right, let's read this. Long before Instagram and Snapchat, cool 90s kids would communicate with each other online via AOL Instant Messenger, better known as AIM. And AIM, if you don't remember, good gosh, like, it was like, exactly what it said. Like, it was like MySpace and stuff. Like, you'd have your friends on there. You could leave little status updates. Most of the time it's like, oh, boo-hoo this, and you could do little cool font things. No, was that instant? That was message boards. No, that was AIM. I could do that. ASL, age, sex, location. Ooh, raunchy. But it wasn't as instant as its name indicated. It first required a CD-ROM to install the program, which, I mean, if you remember that, they made really good frisbees. Then a phone line you could connect to your computer, and then a long, ear-shattering dial-up noise as your computer tried to make contact with the AOL server. Eventually, you would get connected, learn that you've got some mail, and be able to chat with your friends with Comic Sans font. Ugh. But most likely, you just signed on to put up an away message that looked something like this. And if you can go on there, it's actually kind of funny. Ooh, hey, wow, I could zoom in. Ooh. See, something like this. All right, so, I gave it away. Number 11, a PlayStation console. So, I was always more of a Nintendo guy growing up. I never really had the Segas. I had a Sega Game Gear. But besides that, everything else was Nintendo. And then when the PlayStation came out, I still remember I went to a buddy's house. We played WCW Monday Night Nitro, or was it just something? It don't matter. I wasn't even a wrestling fan at that point, but that's also what got me into wrestling. But I remember being able to click and watching little video packages, and I think you watched Sting talk, and they were like, "Oh my God, Sting don't talk," and this is the first time he's talked in forever. And I was like, "Oh, Dad, I have to get this because Sting doesn't talk, and he does on this." That was my excuse for wanting a PlayStation, and yeah, yeah, that's really the reason. And Tekken 3. So, Sony PlayStation. I mean, heck, that was a great one. Number 12, a beeper. We're just going to go past this one. Number 13, starter jackets. I never really was a sports fan, but I guess in the early 90s, especially if you're like in the hip hop era kind of stuff, it looks like that was probably a cool thing to have. And you can look at it. We're going to go back again. Sorry, I skipped the last two, didn't I? Not bad. All right, number 14, a Blockbuster card. Now this one hits. God, I wish Blockbuster was back. I mean, I feel like a lot of people do. Like, damn you, Redbox. Or was it Red? Damn you, Netflix. I hope you enjoy me canceling membership since you took away account sharing. So, you got a Blockbuster. Yeah. I still actually have a gift card for Blockbuster and a 1995 calendar with coupons. So if they ever come back in business, hopefully they'll honor that. Number 15, backwards baseball caps. Now, I was very guilty about that. And I really want to bring it back. So, all right, let's read it. Why this? Whether you were trying to emulate Will Smith or Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit, putting a baseball cap on the wrong way with the visor either skewed on the side or facing backwards was 90s shorthand for I have a zany personality. Probably because your life got flipped, turned upside down. If you'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. You could tell us how you became the prince of a town called Bel Air. I like what you did there. I didn't see that coming. And I don't hate it. Number 16, a see-through phone. I never had one, but actually I've been looking at a lot of antique stores because me and my little buddy, like, we'll go like antique shopping every once in a while looking for 90s stuff, which is actually really hard to find around here. And see-through phone is definitely on the top of my list for things to have in my nerd room. And I could do it on eBay, but I don't want to do it on eBay. So I don't really know where I'm going with that. So I'm just going to keep looking until I find it. But a see-through phone, like if you don't know what that is, bam. And if you're listening, just imagine a corded phone that's see-through. And then you can see the gears and stuff inside. Number 17, an iMac G3. So picture this. Back in the late 90s, I want to say, yeah. Probably mid-90s. Mid to late 90s. Just imagine sitting in the computer lab at your elementary school, if you're my age, and you just got upgraded to these cool, chubby-ass computer monitors with like these see-through, colorful teal blue or purple. I think some are orange, some are red, some were just see-through, transparent. I mean, compared to what you had before, which was, remember the hard disk drive that was really not hard? They were more floppy than the floppy disk drive, which was hard. If that made sense, you know what I'm talking about. But so you went from Oregon Trail to Dino Park Tycoon. Yeah, Dino Park Tycoon. That was a cool game. Like, I wonder if you could still download that. Remember, every time you look away, the dinosaur would do this. I don't know how it did that. It was before webcams. Or was it before webcams? I hope so. Anyway, all right, on to the next one. 18, Goosebumps books. All right, so we actually have that's behind us. Goosebumps. I remember collecting these like they were trading cards. Like, did you ever actually read them? I don't even know if... I think I sat down and made... I don't know. Did I read any of them? I think I read The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. We're going to go with that. I read The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. But I have a whole stack. I have a whole stack in my nerd room. And I still love them. But this is Monster Edition number 1. So I think in Monster Edition number 1, you had number 1 book, Welcome to Dead House. The second book, Stay Out of the Basement. And number 4, or the fourth book, sorry, Say cheese and die. Used to, you could open it up and make a noise, but it don't make it. I think I broke it literally the first day I had it. Put that back there. All right, let's go on to the next one. Number 19, curtain bangs. Like, I never had curtain bangs. I'm pretty sure I had like the parted to the side. I never had a bowl cut, even though I almost did. But instead, at the last minute, I decided to do spiked hair. And they had blonde tips. I think we talked about this a little bit ago. And then after that, I had the little, like, I did the thing with the front where you like put a shit ton of gel in your hair. LA looks. And then after that, I think I went bald. So, yeah, never had a good hairstyle. I kind of regret it. I could add some cool stuff in later on in life, like man buns. All right, number 20, oversized denim. So, yes. And I wish it would come back. If you never rocked Jinko jeans, then you have not lived. That was amazing stuff. So, denim never goes out style, but the 90s kids loved it so much that they wore it massive swaths of fabric. Both rappers and grunge rockers alike looked like they were swimming in their jeans and jackets. And soon we all followed suit. All right, that brings us to the end of our list. Thank you, BestLife. That was actually a really good read. So, as I said, I will put a link in the description of that. And I hope y'all go look through it again. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll be happy to put it as a story. And I will put it on there when I make a link maybe for this podcast. All right, so that pretty much brings us to the very end. I don't have anything else to talk about today. As I said, I don't know. I literally came up with this at lunchtime feeding some Gerber baby food to the kid. And then when I laid him down for a nap, I was going through the phone and I was like, hey, that would be a good one to read. If you stuck with me, great. I'm glad you did. Not many people can actually sit down and listen to me talk. I think, honestly, the only really people that can is the toddler and my wife. But if you did make it, thank you. As I said, next week, I might come with a little more prepared than this week. I'll probably, hopefully, have a little more stuff in the background. I can do some more graphics for it. I can actually maybe know what I'm doing. I literally came up with this concept yesterday. And instead of just overthinking it, I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. Because eventually, me and my best friend, we were wanting to start another podcast that would probably be a lot higher quality than this. And I'm using this as a stepping stone to get out there, to get away from doing the typical same thing over and over, saying the same phrase or saying and like in the, just the generic words. So as I said, if you want to come back next week, it might be a little better, or it might be the same. It might not be that great. Who knows? But anyway, thank you very much for sticking it out with me. I will talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a great time. Follow me on Instagram, Snook's Retro Wine. Follow me on TikTok, World of Stnook. I'll put all these links out there. Hell, if you find me on Facebook, add me as a friend. I don't care. I ain't gonna tell you my name though. Yeah. So until then, be kind, retro wind. Just have a great day and great week. And I don't know how to end this, so we're just going to keep rambling until I hit the stop and record button. So, are you still listening? That's odd. I'm going to get off the chair now, and I'm going to edit this part out. See y'all next week.